2, 3, and setting up your meeting for Facebook Live. It is setting up.
It says it's live streaming on Facebook.
Yeah. So I think I am live. So, and I am live, but I see Mag somehow. I don't know why. So, okay. So you are live, Natalie. So welcome over here. So guys, with me, my wonderful friend, and we have one coach who has coached Natalie as well. So I'm super proud to have Natalie inside our community. Let me first talk about who is Natalie. So it's a special pleasure for me to announce Natalie as a speaker, because she is a person who truly lives her passion, and she has been seen on the stages in South Africa, America, Thailand, Europe, sharing that passion. This speaker is part of international team of trainers with a common goal, and that common goal talks about to raise the standard of living for everybody by providing the best possible education. Not only that, she comes from last 20 years of business background and over 15 years studying personal development. Natalie has unique way. She has shown by example that she teaches works like changing career from an accountant to full-time coach and trainer. She moved from zero to multiple five figures a month within 18 months. Isn't it incredible? So today what we are going to do, we are going to learn something amazing from Natalie. So I truly feel honored when she said to me, yes, Gaurav, go ahead, announce my presence inside my community, and I will be there with you talking on something amazing. And what I have brought together along with Natalie's talk, and it is something about, selling. Why selling? Because for me, selling is a piece of abundance. Why it's a piece of abundance? When selling comes into the site, it means, you remember that during the time of pandemic, in India, grocery stores were getting closed. People were looking for essential items and they were not able to find it. And that moment when someone showed up with some goodies or some essential stuff, what you were looking for, and you paid them, and along with that, you paid your gratitude as well. So what that fellow did for you, he served you. He did a spiritual service for you, and that's why this insight came in my mind, that selling is a spiritual game. And in that, what could be selling? That's what Natalie is going to talk about today. So once again, welcome Natalie over here. Welcome on board. So yes, I want to give this platform to you and take it up. So it's all yours now. So please go ahead and talk something about yourself, and then we will go into the topic straight away. Yes, Natalie, go ahead.
Thank you very much for having me and for this voluptuous introduction. I'm very, very honored, very, very pleased. And I thank you for this opportunity to share some of what I teach and what I train on today with your community. So basically what I would like to talk to you about is the number one skill that has made every single person on this planet that does it well, rich and wealthy beyond all means. And this skill, when you're able to do it, you can be dropped anywhere on this planet. It doesn't matter where. And within a few weeks, you'll be able to make a living, and you'll be able to make a very, very nice living too. And the skill I'm talking about is this. So I'm very visual. I hope Gaurav doesn't mind. We're going to do a little bit of visual stuff.
Yeah. By the way, Natalie is very good into visuals. So yeah, sales.
So
yeah.
Sales. This is what I'm going to talk about. And sales basically is a life skill, because every single one of you, whether you like it or not, is selling every single day. So I'm sure there's a couple of parents in our audience.
Yes.
Yes, there's parents in our audience, Gaurav?
Parents are also there, yeah.
Okay, good. So let me ask you this. Are you selling your kid why he or she needs to go to school every single day? Are you selling your kid why he or she needs to eat the vegetable every single day? And are you selling your kid why it's important to go to bed at night and not stay up all night? So you're in sales. And
Yes.
how about some employees? There's probably some employees in this audience as well.
Yes,
Gaurav?
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. We have
Okay.
employees too.
So when was the last time you sold your boss on a raise, that you need a raise or you deserve a raise? Or when was the last time you sold your coworkers to help you with this process? Or the last time you sold your teammates on why it's important to continue doing the tasks that you're telling them? So you're in sales as well, regardless whether or not you are selling products against for money or not. You're selling ideas, you're selling visions, and you're selling yourself a lot of times, especially if you're in a leadership position. I hope
Yes.
this makes sense so far.
Lot of sense. Lot of sense,
Yes.
Natalie. Yeah.
So that's why I'm very passionate about sales. And one of the biggest problems I see happening is the perception of sales. So when in one of my workshops, or a lot of my sales workshops, what we do is we do this. Is this interactive, by the way, Gaurav, or can they comment, or is it just one way?
Sorry. Come again. A few people. I see that around 5 people have joined this live. So yeah, they are listening to it.
Okay, but can they comment? Can they
Yeah, yeah.
interact?
They can. They can comment. So yeah. So when they are going to comment, um,
I hear myself.
I, I'm listening dual. Just a moment. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I was listening dual voice. So yeah, people can comment. So basically, I have asked them, I have told them that during the end, around after 20 minutes or 25 minutes, the question answer session will be opened up. But yeah, people are there, they're commenting. Yeah. So I
Okay,
have,
good. Okay, so
yeah.
let's see if you guys are up for playing along with us. So if you can comment something, and if not, we're just going to continue. So what I would like to do is find out a little bit about your sales perception. So when I put this up here, this word, salesperson, can you please put in the comments the first thing that comes to mind when you're seeing this?
Yeah, guys. So please put on your comment whatever you think that whenever this first point comes in your mind, salesperson.
Yes.
So
So out of salesperson, what comes to mind when you hear that word, salesperson?
the beauty of this thing is that the same thing I had asked inside my community a few months back, that
Okay.
what comes in your mind when you listen to the word sales. Kind of the answer I received from this community member, it was like sales is creepy. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I hear
Sales
that a
is,
lot. Sales
yeah.
is creepy. Okay,
Yeah.
what else? What else came up, Gaurav?
I heard one more answer which really hit my heart. It was, it's a shitty job.
It's a shitty job. Okay, good. All right, good. So we have two negative comments on the word salesperson. And
One
you're thinking
person is
about,
telling, one person is telling into the comment. His name is Ravi Shankar. He says that every one of us are salesperson. Okay.
oh, good. Okay, good. So
Yeah.
we have two negative versus one. Well, I'm not sure if it's positive, but it's just understood that everybody is selling. That's totally true. Yes. So what I would like to go into quickly is when your perception of sales is that it's creepy, it's pushy, it's annoying, it's a pest, it's a tough job, it's the shittiest job on the planet, all these things. When you have this in your mind, what happens is when it comes to you selling, and here I mean selling, products against money,
Yeah. Yeah.
then you subconsciously are blocking yourself. You're resisting. Why? Because how many of you listening would like to be salesy and pushy and creepy and a pest and annoying and having a shitty job? How many of you would like that?
Any answer, guys? Who would love to be that? Okay, so someone just answered the previous question, and the answer of the previous question is it's a painful process. Okay, and I'm expecting now the answer to the current question, and Natalie is asking that how many of you would could you please repeat once again?
Yeah,
Selfie pushy.
it was a little bit of a rhetorical question. I I don't think anybody would need to answer that because it's obvious. Because I think nobody wants to be a pest, creepy, salesy, pushy, annoying,
Yeah.
and having a shitty job. Nobody wants that. And when you don't want that, subconsciously you block yourself when you're selling. You come into a different attitude and you feel strange and you don't want to sell. A lot of the people I work with are coaches and consultants, and sometimes they refuse to sell, or they don't ask for the sale, they don't ask for money because they have this negative conception in their head, and subconsciously they don't want to be one of those people, and because they think sales is that way, they don't want to sell. But the sad news is that if you're in business for yourself and you can't sell, you don't want to sell, you refuse to sell, you're not going to be in business very long, because sales is essential. And the same goes for anybody else. I mean, if you want to sell someone on going on a date with you, that's sales. If you want to sell someone on going to dinner with you, if you want to sell someone on joining your team, it's all about sales. It's all about how well can you put yourself in that person's shoes and how well can you convey your message. Does that make sense, Gaurav?
Yep, that's making sense. So anyone wants to add any comment on that? So we do it every day. Okay, one person is there from network marketing and he's adding here that, yeah, we feel that, and we do it every day.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, the first message that I would like to share with you is just dive deep into your perception of sales and go and find out if there's some negative beliefs in there. Negative beliefs and negative conceptions, which might be the reason why you're not selling well. So if you're thinking sales is a win-lose, a contest, a takedown, it's not. But before you can do something about it, which is the good news, because it's just how you conditioned yourself, or how you were conditioned by your environment to have a negative sales perception, you can uncondition that because you're reprogrammable. How many of you would like that, to be reprogrammable? Yep. So you can be reprogrammed, and it takes a little bit of work, but the first step is always awareness. So be mindful and be aware of what you're thinking about sales.
Yes.
First step. And the second step that I would like to share with you is something that I learned from Blair Singer. And it's a concept it's called go into their world. And it's a concept that you can use for anything. Are you familiar with that, Gaurav?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you can use for any kind of sales, or if you want to, whatever you want to sell.
In fact, I want to add over here the recently one same exercise I did with Blair Singer live. So it was a virtual event. So I was doing that, and it was one-on-one, and I was doing that with Blair Singer himself. Yeah, Natalie, go on, please.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, the reason I picked this is because it's very simple. It's easy to understand, and it's quick to share. It's a very simple, quick strategy. And basically, you can use it for anything. Any kind of sales, quote unquote, you can use it for. And it's going to happen. What's going to happen when you use this process is people are going to instantly like you. People are going to feel connected to you. People are going to feel drawn to you. People are going to start trusting you more. And I think those are all things that everybody can use.
Right.
So the principle is like this. And again, let's make it a little bit visual. And this is the contrary of pushy, creepy, and salesy salespeople. So into their world. We're going to enter their world. Not ours, their world. And the easiest way is, because sales is nothing but finding out what people want and then giving it to them, if you can.
True.
And the first step is, how do you find out what someone wants?
That's an interesting one.
What do you think?
I would love to hear that from you, because that doesn't come to me, because I'm yet not expert in the sales, because I believe that it's a learning game. It has got learning curve involved. So that's why the expert is with us.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Find out what people want. It's really, really simple. And when I tell you, you're going to say, of course. Ask.
It's a question.
Yeah, ask.
Ask question. Yeah.
How do you find out what people want? You ask them. And there's different types of questions you can ask. Do you know the different types of questions, Gaurav?
Yep, yep.
Do you?
uh, I mean, you can put in front of them that what area they want to be served and what exactly bothering them. We can hit some question which will penetrate the idea behind their day-to-day activity and which is really bothering them.
Yes,
So
very good. Very
yeah,
good. What you explained was exactly what I meant. So there's two types of questions, and I would like you to ask open questions.
open question.
So the difference between open and closed questions, a closed question is something you can say only yes or no to. Is like, is it raining today? Yes, it is here. So that's a yes question. Do you like sales? No, that's a closed no question. And the open questions are why questions, what questions, how questions. Any questions that leave an open end where they can't just say yes or no, they have to elaborate. Why open questions? Because you want people to open up. You want people to elaborate. Any kind of communication is great. The worst thing that can happen is people not talking to you. So you want to ask open questions. And this will put you in the opposite position of a lot of salespeople out there, because I mean, the ones that are creepy and salesy, those are the ones that are like, and they talk, and they don't really care what your interests are, or what your needs are. Is that
Yeah,
making sense?
that makes sense. In
Yes.
fact, when the open question will be put on the table, I feel that people have the right to answer. And the moment they answer, they win some trust from the other party. And the moment they win a trust, they establish a network with the listener. Yes,
Yes.
yes, I
Yes,
believe.
exactly.
Yeah,
So what happens is when you're, and then the key is, of course, once you ask those open questions, you need to be really open and present and listen, and don't just think about what am I going to say next. Stay present, because people are always giving you clues of what they need. And especially in a sales process, you want to have those clues. So ask open questions, stay really present, focus on your partner who you're talking to, and listen.
yeah.
And don't check out mentally. So that's the first thing. And by the way, this works really great with your spouse.
Yes,
Try it
definitely.
once. And with your kids as well.
That's
Open
a really cool
questions
idea, guys. Yeah.
and listen. Second thing is that you can do, this comes a little bit from NLP, is you verify. So let's play this. Let's say someone, I ask, so what's, you were talking about your teams and that it's challenging to work with your team. So what exactly do you mean? What exactly is challenging? So that person might say, well, you know, one of the team members, he just doesn't want to be on time, and he's just not really, you know, doing what he's told. So verifying means I'm going to ask more in-depth questions. So what does that exactly mean? He's not doing what you're telling him. What can you give me an example? And that's a verifying question, meaning that I'm going more in depth to find out more about that specific problem. Making sense?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And the
Yep.
more you do that, the more trust you will build, the more people will open up, the more people will see that you're really interested in them. You don't want to be interested in yourself, you want to be interested in them.
Yes.
And then find a problem. And that's always something that I say, look, if you're talking to someone, you're in sales, you're talking to someone, they don't have a problem that you can solve, you don't have a customer. Just as simple as that. Go to the next person. Don't try to create a problem. If they don't have one, obviously, then they don't need you. So by verifying, you will find out a lot more about your prospective client, and you will be able to use that later when you're closing the deal. So if, for example, Gaurav has told me that he's not really a sales expert yet, so I would put that in my close. I would say, well, Gaurav, would you like to become a real sales expert? Would you like to close more deals? Would you like to attract more clients that are exactly the ones that you want to work with? So that's what I would use in the end. Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. All right. So you verify. And then the third step that you can do is, along this process.
So meanwhile, guys, if you're loving that, put lots of care, love, and like for Natalie. So she's on board and would love to listen. Okay, duplicate.
You duplicate. That's another technique that is also used in NLP. it's you're repeating what they told you.
Could you repeat that?
So you're repeating what they told you.
Okay. Okay.
So you told me that you're not really an expert in sales yet, so I would repeat that and use your same words.
Yeah.
And this really needs, for this to happen, you need to be really present and focused and listen.
Yes. So guys, are you, sorry to interrupt, Natalie. So guys, are you focusing on the live demonstration? What Natalie is preaching, she is walking the talk, in fact. Yes, Natalie, go ahead. Yes.
By doing that, when you're using their language, you can also duplicate the body language. So online is a little difficult because I'm looking into the camera. I can't see Gaurav. If I look at Gaurav, I'm not looking into the camera. But in live meetings, it's easier. You duplicate their body language. So if they are like going like this, you can go like this. If they're leaning forward, you want to lean forward as well. This is all building trust. And some of these techniques, they can be used to manipulate people. So please only use it ethically, because it really works extremely well. And again, it works in any kind of situation where you want to convince someone of an idea or something that you want them to do. Ask open questions, verify, go more in depth. The more you do that, the more people will see, wow, this person is really interested in me. This creates trust, this creates likability, this has people open up. And then duplicate, use some of their words, rephrase, and use it for when you're making your pitch or you want to close the deal. And by the way, I don't know if this is okay to bring this up here, the dating scene. Gaurav, can I say something about that?
Yeah, there are youngsters over here as well. So you can definitely.
Okay.
Few people are working on relationships. Yeah.
Okay. So guys and girls, I mean, girls don't do that so much, but guys, when you're dating, this is a really good tip from sales. Use this process and it will be a total game changer, because the girls are going to be like, wow, finally a guy who's asking questions and not just talking about himself. This is a little funny anecdote because I talk to a lot of ladies, and this is the common denominator here. This would work really well in this kind of setup as well.
So that's a wonderful thing, Natalie. I remember that when I was undergoing one program with Blair Singer, and he was talking about duplication part. So I definitely applied this piece of triangle, the duplication part, along with my wife, and it really was working well. And still, sometime it works. But then I'll ask you a question about the whole ages. When I say whole ages, means all the element of this triangle, what you are demonstrating in front of us, what you are showcasing in front of us. Do you think even in relationship this will apply? Why I'm bringing this question? Because recently in past, I had one more one-on-one with Katie as well, where I brought Katie Hendrick inside, and she was talking about business and relationship, personal relationship and professional relationship. What you have to say on using this triangle? How impactful it is going to work?
100%. Because look, it's all about human beings and human nature. And we like to be listened to. We like to have someone pay attention to what we're saying. And we like it when someone is interested in us. And it totally works in any kind of relationship. And sales is some form of relationship and communication in that relationship. Totally, yes. So that's why I say it's a universal principle for any kind of relationship or sales or anything you want to improve like that. Try this out.
Yeah. And that's a wonderful formula, I would say. These three ages, I'm not sure. Means you are the master over here, master of this triangle. Okay. So I know only one age. Means as a model, I have not practiced it, but I believe if it is coming through you, coming from you, and if people are going to put in their every area of their life, definitely they are going to touch the top. They are going to touch the top. So that's what I believe in when it is coming through you. So what else you would like, which could be a hidden piece inside this triangle? First of all, please complete what you were saying, and then you can answer this.
Well, I'm pretty much done. I see that we had 25 minutes. So if you want to open up for questions now, I mean, I have another share, so, but I mean.
Okay. So thank you so much for putting up this model together. So guys, now I am asking you to put down your question, be ready with your question and shoot it now, because we have only few minutes left and Natal is here ready to answer your query. Okay, any question? So first, I'm going to read out some comment, and in between, in case any question comes in, I'm going to just state it that as well. So first step someone has written back is awareness. Uh, Second one, asking question, and third one is duplication. Is that right? Yeah. Have they?
The awareness about your beliefs about sales and your mindset about sales. And if it's negative, work on it with an expert, maybe Gaurav or whoever else can work on your negative beliefs. And the second one is this triangle with the questions and verifying and duplicating, being really interested in what people want and need. Yeah, that's pretty much what we talked about.
So I have one question over here. This is my personal question. Like if you are saying that ask, verify, and duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
So ask is fine. If you in relationship, now I'm just bridging it with relationship. If one is in relationship, he asks a question and he gets that answer, and the next step says that verify. So don't you think that it may lead to some clashes in the partners? Are you doubting on me? Something like that. I'm just checking out with you. That
When
what
you're
do you think? Yeah.
verifying means you're going more in depth,
Okay.
which
So
means you're interested. You really want to find out and get to the bottom of this.
okay.
Because oftentimes the key is in the definition. So when I ask you, for example, Gaurav, what is one of your personal core values? What would you say?
So my personal core value is that purity driven clarity, which is the most strongest pillar in my community, inside my community.
Clarity.
Clarity.
Yes. Okay, good. Very good example. So then I would, the next verifying question would be, what does clarity mean for you, Gaurav? Because clarity can mean something totally different for someone else than for you. And in regards to what, in what relation? So I would go more in depth so I really truly understand what it means to you. Does that make sense? And I
Yes.
don't
Yes.
think that anybody, as long as you're interested and you're open and you're doing it in a lovable way, not in a kind of like nagging way, because you're sincerely interested in trying to find out what it is,
Mhm.
I don't think there is one person on this planet that's going to be offended by that. It's all in the tone and it's all in your sincerity of trying to find out, not in trying to make fun or anything.
Okay. So one person has shared his learning insight, and he says that give more importance to the other person. Okay. So yeah, that's a good learning insight.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, okay, that's one another interesting. This thing has come inside. The person says that for if you are not selling anything, then you are not alive. If you are not
Oh,
selling anything,
nice. Okay, yeah, nice one.
that's super amazing. I mean, so powerful. Okay, so here what I remember, one thing again, coming back to your model. So I remember that last month one person has come. We have still 1 minute left, but I'll just would love to add this example. One couple had come to me virtually, and they wanted to counsel them for relationship, and one person says that I don't love questions. I don't like questions. Whenever my spouse asks me any question, I tell him that don't ask any question. So that time, what the answer you are going to give that person, such fellow, if someone gets annoyed by question?
Okay. That's
Okay.
a very good question, Gaurav. Thank you. I would go more in depth and find out why is this person annoyed about questions? Why?
Okay.
So has something happened where she was or he was ridiculed or made fun of or put down because she or he asked questions?
So
Because
so
often,
who will get annoyed? What I figured out, people who are lazy thinker, they don't want to get inside their brain only, and they are lazy enough to come out with some answer, so they feel get annoyed. Okay, and
okay,
I gave them answer how to deal with that. So my answer was that don't ask the question if your spouse doesn't want that. Instead, give them option. You are give them straight away a statement. You are doing this because of this thing or this thing. So in this way, if you're presenting two options to choose one, either she or he may choose to answer it with one or may go into the explanation. So that's how you are attracting your own answer.
Mhm.
Okay. So that was the verified one, and that worked with their life. That worked well in his life. So that's how this was solved. So I just wanted to hear from you, means if you have some another answer about it.
Yeah, well, basically, I would find out why, and the second thing I would do is I would tell this person, okay, good. So I would like to find out what it is that you need and you want from me. So how can I find out without asking questions? Give me another option. Give me another idea on how to find out, and then let that person come up with a solution. If that
Wonderful.
person doesn't want me to ask questions, then tell me how can I find out.
Wow,
Flip
that's
it around.
wonderful. Yeah, that's a very simple and powerful technique what Natalie has just explained, and it gets integrated with the intention. So intention is very powerful. That's what I'm deriving it from Natalie's word. So any question, guys, anything else you can put in, or we are done. We are done. It's precious 30 minutes Natalie spent with us, and I truly want to thank you for this. And from my community, we all together want to give you virtual high five, saying that it was really mind blowing and you are awesome. You are awesome, Natalie.
Thank you, Gaurav. You are awesome too. Thank you for
Thank you.
having me. Very,
Thank you.
very
Thank you
big
so
pleasure.
much for showing up. I really appreciate that. Okay. So, bye bye, Natalie.